Hello everyone. We are the Group 5, Trigonometric Cosine Function. Trigonometry. Trigonometry is the word implies is concerned with the measurement of the angles, sides and angles of a triangle. It is based on a certain ratio called trigonometric function. The early application of trigonometric function were to surveying, navigation, and engineering. Cosine function. Cos function or cosine in a triangle is the ratio of the adjacent side to the hypotenuse. The cosine function is the one of the three main primary trigonometric function and itself the complement of sine, co plus sine. We will discuss and cover the topics for trigonometric function. Number 1. Shape and form of the graph. To graph the cosine function, we mark the angle along the horizontal axis. And for each angle, we put the cosine of that angle on the vertical y-axis. The result, as seen on the left side, is a smooth curve that varies from positive 1 to negative 1. It is the same shape as the cosine function but displays to the left 90 degree. Curves that follow this shape are called sinusoidal, after the name of the sine function whose shape is resembles. Number 2. Domain and range of circular function.
The domain of cosine. Domain negative infinity and positive infinity. The cosine is equal to the adjacent over hypotenuse. The measure of adjacent can be defined for all the points in the circle, indicating that the angle can take any value. The range of cosine is negative 1 and positive 1. The cosine function is derived from the Pythagorean unit circle cosine graph in the x-axis. The longest distance that the cosine function in the x-axis, the maximum value is 1 and the minimum is negative 1.
Number 3. Parts of the graph. Peak maximum value, trough minimum value, average value, and x and y-intercept. The maximum value of cosine is cosine 0 degree is equal to 1. The minimum value of cosine is cosine 1. Noted that cosine is a decreasing function. It has maximum value of 1 when x is equal to 0 degree and minimum value of 0 when x is equal to pi 2. The x-intercept, where n is an integer, the minimum value of y is equal to cosine x occur when x is equal to pi plus 2n pi, where n is an integer. The y-axis of this function is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. In other words, it is where x is 0 that makes this easy to find. All you have to do is plug in 0 for x to get y, so y-intercept is 1. Number 4. State the general equation of the graph. Amplitude and phase shift variables are included.
The general equation of the cosine function is y equals a cosine bx plus c, where a is the amplitude of the function, b can be used to get the period, and c is the vertical shift. Now, the amplitude is the height from the center line to the peak. We can solve and measure this height from highest to lowest points and divide it by 2. To solve for the period, we have to apply the formula 2 pi over b. The period goes from one peak to the next, or from any point to the next matching point. C is the vertical shift. The vertical shift means how far the function is shifted vertically from the usual position. With that, you can also determine the midline of the cosine function.
Real-life application involving trigonometric function. Letter A. Give one real-life application of a trigonometric function word problem.
A ladder leans against the side of a building with its foot 12 feet from the building. How far from the ground is the top of the ladder and how long is the ladder if it makes an angle of 70 degrees with the ground?
Required. How far from the ground is the top of the ladder?
My solution is cosine equals 12 over cosine 70 degrees. Cosine 70 degrees is equivalent to 0.34. Therefore, 12 over 0.34 is equals to 35.08. I therefore conclude that the ladder is 30 foot long.
The advantages of trigonometric function in real-life application. The importance of trigonometric function in real-life trigonometry refers to the scientific measure of the triangle. For me, the importance of trigonometry was giving opportunity to every student to have ideas and knowledge for evaluating different triangles in real life, such as angles, arc, air navigation, and so on, so we can use in near future. Real-life application involving inverse trigonometric function. Letter A. Give one real-life application of inverse trigonometric function. A boat is dug at the end of 10-feet pier. The boat leaves the pier and drop anchor 250 feet away, 2 feet straight out from the shore, which perpendicular to the pier. What was the bearing of the boat from the line drawn from the end of the pier through the foot of the pier? Required the bearing of the boat from a line drawn from the end of the pier to the foot of the pier. Cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So our given is cosine theta is equal to 8 over 250. So if we want to find the inverse function, we have to make it a theta is equal to cosine inverse close parentheses 8 over 250. Theta is equal to 88.16 degree or 88.2. Advantages of trigonometric function and real-life application. The advantage of trigonometric function in real life is if we know how to a trigonometric function, so we can use it in some real-life scenarios, just like in the word problem. Using trigonometric function, the helmsman docked the boat in the pier because he know the bearing of the boats using trigonometric inverse function. Thanks for watching.